Hi, I'm Bob Loeffler with Fearless Agent Coaching and Training, and I want to give you an idea that can make you some money right now in real estate. Now, the things that make you money right now in real estate do not build your future in real estate. And the things that build your future in real estate really don't make you any money right now, but sometimes people need a little of both. But this is an open house idea that will work for you. There's two parts to an open house. There's the holding the open house part, and then there's the showing the houses part. For this idea to work right, you're going to need to build your future and make money right now, and this will accomplish that, but you need a partner in this endeavor. So you are going to hold the open house and book appointments with the buyers to meet with you in your office. Your partner is going to set up the open house signs and take down the open house signs. You are going to go to the open house, set up the open house. Of course, you have to do the dishes sometimes, hide the pets in the dishwasher, whatever you got to do, turn the lights on. And that's a big enough job. So setting up the signs, holding the open house, taking the signs down, that's exhausting, and you need a partner to help you that. Now, your partner is going to be the person who shows the houses to the people after you have given the Fearless Agent buyer presentation, effortlessly got them to sign the buyer-broker agreement. Then your partner will take those people out. The partner will get those buyers from now on. They're going to form a bond with those people, and you're not going to get the future business from that, but any listings that you get from the open house will be yours, and the partner will not get that. So that's fair, and it's a 50-50 split. But you're going to make money immediately by doing this idea. So here's how it works. When somebody comes into your open house, you ask them a survey question. Now here's what we're not going to do. There's two things we're not going to do. We're not going to ask them, what do you think of the house? You got to avoid that question. And we're not going to ask them if they're working with a real estate agent, because most buyers will say, if I say I'm working with a real estate agent, maybe she won't bug me, right? So we're not going to ask them that question. So when they come in, you're going to say, hi, thanks for coming to my open house. I'm Bob Loeffler. Thanks for coming in. By the way, you can look at the house on your own. I'm not going to be following you around, bugging you, but I do have a survey question to ask you when you're done, just to help me out and to help the seller out, if you would be willing to help me out with that. Okay, great. Have fun, enjoy the house. Now, when they're done looking at the house, and they will stay longer if I'm not following them around talking, and then when they come back, fight the urge to say, what did you think of the house? Okay, you're going to say, okay, are you ready for my survey question? And they'll say yes. You say, okay. Now again, this is just to help me out and help the seller out, and again, you're not going to hurt my feelings. By the way, could you live here? Write that down. Could you live here? Every time you show a house, you ask them to buy that house, and those are the words you ask. Could you live here? So they're probably going to say no. I'd say, okay, now again, you're not going to hurt my feelings. This is just for the seller and me, but what would have to be different in this house in order for you to feel comfortable living here? Now they might say, oh, I hate this carpet. You go, yeah, me too. Agree with them. Yeah, I hate that too. Or I hate that color. Yeah, me too. I hate that. What would you change it to in order for you to feel comfortable living here? And keep asking them those questions as if you're getting feedback about the house. Then you're going to hit them with the magic question, okay? You're going to say, tell me what you are looking for in the perfect house. What would that include for you? And get them talking a little bit about what they really do want. And then you say, sounds to me like you're looking for something kind of special. Am I right? Or you're going to know that they're an investor by now, and in that case you're going to say, sounds to me like you're looking for something that's kind of a good deal. Am I right about that? Either way, they're going to say yes, and then you say, now correct me if I'm wrong. And by the way, this is the hardest part of that, is to remember this right here. After sounds to me like you're looking for something kind of special, then you say, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you, and then you name the 4 things that they must be doing, one of. Are you, obviously you're going to open houses, but are you maybe writing down numbers off of for sale signs, or maybe looking on the internet, or are you maybe looking in those homes magazines or the ads or something like that? Is that what you're doing? Now, They are doing those things. The only other thing they could be doing is working with a real estate professional, and you make them tell you that. You don't ask them that. So they say, yeah, that's what we're doing. They say, now, I don't know if you realize it or not, but by going about it that way, you're almost guaranteed you're never gonna find a special one. Can I explain why that is? They say yes, and then you say, well, the really special houses, the really good deals, they sell before they ever make it to the internet. They're never advertised in any way. And by the way, do you know who we sell those houses to? We sell them to our direct clients. Can I explain how that works? Well, here's how that works. I would have you come into my office, get you a cup of coffee, ask you a bunch of questions about what you like, but way more importantly, what you don't like. Because I don't want to waste your time looking at houses that you don't like. Then I'm going to print up a list of every single house that meets your absolute minimum requirements, so you know that you're going to see every single house, at least on paper. And then you go through that list and weed out the ones you know you don't want to waste your time seeing. I don't want you going through the list saying, oh, I think I'm going to like that, or I think I'm going to like this, because they lie about all that stuff. I want you weeding out the ones you know you don't want to waste your time seeing, because that way we're more quickly going to get to the ones that you do like, and that way we're more quickly going to get to the ones that you love, and that way we're more quickly going to get to your favorite house. And by the way, your favorite house is every buyer's favorite house, and our job is to beat every other buyer to your favorite house. Does that sound like a plan that would work for you? You'll be the only agent that is at an open house ever actually described what we really do for a living. I just went through what I would do for me if I was the buyer, my own self as a realtor. So what every other agent is doing is, hey, can I get you to sign up for my little email blast of all the listings? If you want people to never meet with you, keep sending them stuff. Never follow up with a buyer. Never try to get somebody in your email thing. Book an appointment or cut them loose, because you can hold one open house and schedule 3 in-office buyer appointments effortlessly. Then you get them to come into your office. You give them the Fearless Agent buyer presentation. You get them to sign the buyer-broker agreement. And then I'm going to turn you over to my partner, Dave. He's the greatest person at finding you the perfect house, much better than I would ever be at that. He's going to do a great job for you. Then Dave will search the MLS and do all that stuff and take it through to closing, and you go back to your next open house, or you go back to prospecting and building your future in real estate. So you need a partner. Who's the partner? The partner is somebody who doesn't like prospecting. Anybody who doesn't like prospecting is probably not going to be super successful in real estate, but they have to be competent and enjoy people and showing houses and all that kind of stuff. So they have to be a competent agent. So again, 50-50 split. They set up the signs, they take down the signs, you hold the open house, you give the presentations, you get the buyer broker sign, they take them out and take it from there. And that's how you make lots of money right now, today, in real estate. Because you're a fearless agent. Thanks.